Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. I forgot to do... I was going to start the video like this, guys, and I totally screwed it up. See, this is my impression of the new Google+. You see it? It's white. All the white space. Don't worry, I'll be getting into that at some point during the live broadcast. Welcome, everybody, to the Locker Gnome Daily Report, as we stream live typically at 3 p.m. Pacific, every weekday at least. And I gotta tell you, I hope today goes down without any hiccups. Google has changed a few things overnight, including the console through which we stream live onto the internet, the video that you are watching live. Welcome to all the Gnomies, JR89, Jamie Bouch, I, Adam Trailer, Ed, who's on his MacBook today. It's nice that he has the computer that he's currently using in his handle there. We also have Carl Conyers, tech guru, Benjamin. Ooh, I like that. Benjamin, not Benjamin. Benjamin. I just assumed that's how you'd say it. We also have Ben Barley's Nut, Christian T. Simba, C. Condon, as I like to call him, Andrew Epperson, Mohammed's Eye Tips, Micaiah, Matt Guru 15, Matt R. or Matcher. Sounds like a new Web 2.0 domain to me. I don't know. Yes, we do have a few things that we're going to cover, as we have posted several stories to lockergnome.com. You could follow along if you want. If you take a look at the links that are in this live video's description, I'm going to go ahead and tell the people on Facebook. We almost have 70,000 people from around the world who have decided to like me publicly. Well, I guess it's not really a like, it's a subscribe, which is tantamount to a like. Oh, you've never heard of the word tantamount? Google it. It's a real word, believe it or not, unless you misspell it, in which case Google will correct you. So now my Facebook followers know that we have a special guest, a surprise guest or two, stopping into the studio today. Do you see that surprise guest right now? Do you see them? No, because they're not here yet, but they will be, if you're lucky, unless... I screw up the beginning of the video and forget to, hold up the white. If you guys don't understand the joke, go to Google+. Maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. Maybe I'm just too sensitive to white space. And I will illustrate it fully after we run through the articles that we've posted on lockergnome.com. Let me go ahead and +1 this video, this live video that you're watching. Let's see, I'm seeing how many live viewers we have. Oh, 104. It's climbing. Good. And this is nice. We can like it and then +1 it, to let people know that we have that surprise guest today. Now, you should take a look at Google+, because we're going to be talking about it today. You guys will not be thrown off when you realize that things have changed. Some things for the better. Some things I'm kind of going #WTF. And I will illustrate that at some point during this, video recordings that we're about to do. So, let's take a look at the links that are in this video's description. What are we going to be tackling today? First, I said we're going to be covering at the tail end of the broadcast my perspective on Google Plus today, with over 1 million people who have circled me. Yay. One of the headlines on Locker Gnome: are gaming platforms becoming less accessible to the disabled? Instaface and Facegram. What does the Facebook acquisition of Instagram mean? How to group taskbar buttons in Windows 7. Believe it or not, a very popular question. I mean, you'd think, oh, everybody knows how to do that. Well, no, not everybody does. In fact, I'd be surprised if y'all knew that you could do something like that in Windows 7. Classic game developers flocking to Kickstarter to avoid publishers. And then the top 5 simulator games, the ones that we could find and we thought were interesting to share with the rest of the world, yourself included. All those of you who are watching, thank you for spreading the word and letting other people know that we're streaming live. Can't do this without you, a great community. And I'm glad you're a part of the greater part of our community. It's great. Just like what one radical dude said 23 seconds ago about Google Plus's layout. Looks great, but the placement of the white space is poor for widescreen resolution. So you just wait until I demonstrate it. It's going to be awesome. At least I hope. All right, let's go ahead and rush headlong into... Is it headlong? Into the wind? Is that head? You can be headstrong. You rush headlong. Not talking about head on a beer or a bathroom head. We made that mistake yesterday during the broadcast. Let's go ahead and talk about gaming platforms becoming less accessible to the disabled.
I really like this. I can see everyone's comments.
Oh, Diana likes... Diana, do you mind showing them here? I think actually... Let me see if I can pull it up.
Tell them to say hi.
Tell everybody, Diana can see your comments now through the new YouTube. I'm gonna do this here. I think it's my live events here. You don't need to worry about it. I think I'm gonna pull it up here. Live control room. Here we go. So what we see now when we're streaming live is we see a live console, good stream health, We're streaming live. It says average live view duration, so we're doing well there. Total view time, 7 hours. It's a little odd. Peak concurrent, 159 people watching at the same time, and then your live comments. We can also see, this is really cool, how many concurrent viewers, how many playbacks, and the average view duration down here. Any errors. We can also see the playback locations. Now, that doesn't mean like location from where you're at. We use LockerGnome.com stats for that. You can see channel page, watch page, external sites, or all, and we can see what you're streaming and how well everything is working for you. So we've got a new console with YouTube Live, and if you want to start playing around with YouTube Live, you can do that on Google+. They've enabled it, a crossover between YouTube Live and Google+ Live Hangouts. You would have known that if you would have watched the video that we did last night, the Google+ Live Hangout, where I was putting together Lego sets with geeks. We're usually geeking out, as I say, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at live.pirillo.com. Well, you thought, I haven't even started. You thought I was going to finish it there. Shame on you. Shame on you. Let's talk about gaming platforms being or becoming less accessible to the disabled. Ready, honey? Here we go. Could you imagine trying to control the iPad if you didn't have control of your hands? Imagine if you didn't have control over what your body happened to do. And there are people out there who are in that unfortunate position. Unfortunate in the respect that I have full use of my hands and 10 fingers. Christopher Hills, I would say a superstar in his own right. He's been posting a series of videos to his YouTube channel talking about the intersection between accessibility and technology, and he sits right in the middle. He's become quite a hero to a lot of people, myself included. And he did a video demonstrating that from his chair, where he can only control his computer by using a switch that he uses the back of his head to control the computer. He demonstrated how the iPad worked for him, and he couldn't touch it. He's physically unable to touch the iPad. So if this experience is the future of gaming, people like Christopher have to sit on the sidelines. And I don't know if that's something that many people think about. You pick up, a smartphone, you could start using it right away. You pick up a digital camera, you could use it right away. There are certain things we take for granted because we have certain abilities that not everybody has. And if the future of gaming is going this direction, it's going to become less accessible for certain people. You could even argue that certain games that rely on these monolithic controllers, and this is a monolith in and of itself, this thing's huge. Granted, not as huge as some other controllers are. I do have a keyboard attached to it. There's certain people who could not make full use of this, but still would want to enjoy a game. So where does gaming sit for those who don't have the same amount of ability that some of us do? Does that mean that they have to sit this revolution out? Does that mean that they don't like gaming at all? No, that's not the case. I mean, think about it this way. How frequently have you been frustrated because a device or a website or a service is only available in someone else's country? You can't actually get it. You can't get to it. You are limited. Does that make you frustrated? Imagine people who have the ability to have an object or some kind of software or service sitting in front of them and not being able to use it. It's that same type of frustration. So we've written up a story, with a rather unique perspective, talking about how gaming platforms may very well be heading that direction, becoming less accessible to those who are disabled. So take a look. Let us know what you think. It really is a thought-provoking piece, if only because you should understand what you have the ability to do today and appreciate that before it's too late. There's the first one. Second one is going to be, as I roll down the list. Yes?
Are you going to be able to accidentally tapped it and then re-tapped it? Could you mesh it together? The video?
No, not easily.
Okay.
What happened?
Like I accidentally tapped it and then tapped
it. At what point?
In 2:05, so there's 45 seconds of the second one.
Okay, so you only missed a couple seconds?
Mm-hmm.
I think I can do something.
Unless you want to redo it.
No, I'm not going to redo it. I'll have to figure something out. So let's go ahead and jump to the second one. Instaface and Facegram. What does the Facebook acquisition of Instagram mean? Let me pull up Instagram while we're doing this. Might as well, have a prop and everything. Go to find Instagram. I got so many damn apps in here. All right, you ready? Instagram. It's instant, and it's grammatically whatever you make it, I guess. It's more for photos, right? We've talked about Instagram before. Now, if you didn't catch the news, it's the #1 app in the iTunes App Store. It's available for Android, and Facebook bought it for $1 billion. Billion dollars. An application that allows you to upload photos easily, apply a variety of effects to the photos. In fact, let me show you how easy it is. Cast the photo. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to take a picture of you because you're such a handsome person there. I'm going to put there. I can even view those filters live. So I can go with that filter, that filter, that filter. Oh, that one's a nice one. There's a snapshot. And then I can apply that little tweak so it increases the contrast and brightness so that the image is clearer. And then I can post it and share it to all the networks I have connected. Twitter, Facebook, email, potentially, Flickr, Tumblr, Posterous, and Foursquare, even though I'm not going to check in. So, $1 billion? I think Facebook's happy about this, obviously. The group that's not very happy about this is the group that uses Instagram, and there are a lot of people using Instagram, millions and millions. I have thousands and thousands of you following me, watching for the photos that I post. Facebook could mess this up, and I think that's the biggest message that diehard Instagram users want to say to Facebook. Don't mess this up. Whether you use an iPhone, an Android device, it doesn't matter. If you enjoy Instagram, you enjoy it for what it gives you today. It's simple. And if Facebook messes with it too much, it's no longer going to be the Instagram you know and love. That doesn't mean that it's time to jump ship. I don't think, at least unless they're going to make some catastrophic mistakes, that Instagram is going to be worse at some point. I would hope it would continue to improve for the betterment of the app and for our enjoyment of the application. But why? Why did Facebook buy this app for $1 billion? Well, for Facebook, photos is a big deal. Mobile photos, they've never really succeeded at. I mean, yes, you can upload photos from your mobile application to Facebook, but nothing caught on in such a way that more people were uploading to Facebook from a mobile device than from anywhere else, including the traditional desktop experience. Instagram was growing by leaps and bounds in terms of users. They exploded when they released an Android application, something like 5 million users in 6 days. Insane growth. On top of the users who are on iOS platform, using either an iPod Touch or an iPhone, it was really capturing, or really getting a chance to recapture that marketplace that Facebook did not want to let slip away. Because someone else would have swept in and purchased a Facebook, purchased a Facebook, imagine that. That'd be more than $1 billion, I can guarantee you. Someone else could have stepped in and purchased Instagram, and they would have taken with them all those users, all those connections, all those conduits for photo uploading. So this was a big play for not just community, but users in general. And now Facebook pretty much owns mobile photos, just like Instagram on its own recently owned mobile photos. Will we see more connections for Instagram? I don't know. Do we have Instagram fans out there? I'd be shocked. It took me a while to kind of get into it. I'm like, why am I using this? I could upload directly to Flickr or here, there, or everywhere. It is simple. It's point, click, done, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But if you haven't looked at it yet, give it a shot. It's ad-free, at least at this point in time. Fun, easy, and I know I'm getting a few new followers every day, so I appreciate anybody who does follow me. If you want to find me there, the easiest way is just to look up Chris Pirillo, one word, ChrisPirillo. Take a look at our analysis as posted in the story, linked in the description below. Did you get that one, guy? Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if you slipped. How to group taskbar buttons in Windows 7. Okay. This is really odd. But this is a question that I guess gets asked frequently enough that we did a blog post on it. You ready, honey?
Yep.
to get things done, you usually have to do things. You can't expect that they're just going to happen magically. How do you organize all those programs? But it took everything in me not to call them an app. I call everything that runs an app. I used to call them programs, utilities, tools. Now everything's an app. I don't care what it runs on, if it's Windows, OS 10, Linux, iOS, Android, whatever. It's an app. It's a program. It does something. It's designed to make things easier for you to do something else, whatever platform you choose. Well, if you happen to choose something like Windows 7, which I know many of you have chosen as your desktop operating system, at least today, and maybe in the future if you don't really like what Windows 8 has to offer, did you realize you could do things with that taskbar? That's the bar that typically runs at the bottom of the screen. You can make it smaller if you want. You can make it the standard height or keep it the standard height. You could also group similar taskbar buttons inside of Windows 7. So the question is, we even added the screenshot to the story on lockergnome.com. This is I guess it's a power user tip more than anything. Which taskbar is easier on the eyes and conveys more information in less space? This taskbar, the first one, or this taskbar, the second one? So the icons are larger and they're grouped. The problem with advancing usability paradigms is sometimes eschewing what you were accustomed to. And so many people were frustrated with Windows 7 because it's not Windows XP. And the first thing people were inclined to do is try to make Windows 7 work like it was XP. Well, here's the thing. Windows 7 is not XP, and that's a good thing. If you're not using Windows 7 for its strengths, you're really missing out. And I realize that's going to be something you're going to have to remember the next time you go to upgrade Windows, and assumedly it'll be at some point. Moving from Windows 7 to Windows 8 will be a dramatic change, more of a dramatic change than it was between Windows XP and Windows 7, or, heaven forbid, Windows Vista, anything else. Sorry, not a fan. So, we explain how to group taskbar buttons in Windows 7. These are really power user tips. And you take a deeper look at what's sitting in front of you, and you may not even realize that you could do certain things. Like right-click, I realize this has nothing to do with the article, but right-click a YouTube video. Have you done that lately? Look at all the options that are available to you, whether you're using an HTML5 embed or the classic Flash embed. Totally new options that you may not have realized existed. Explore the world around you, in front of you, whatever computer you happen to be using. And of course, just like we wrote this article around, we get questions. People want to know how to do it, so we told them how to do it. You want to know how to do something else? Just ask. Drop me a line. My email address, chris@pirillo.com. That went fast. As fast could be. Classic game developers flocking to Kickstarter to avoid publishers. It's kind of a rehash, but we've got a few outstanding options here. Give me a second. Let me make sure. This is great. You ready, honey? Don't lie. I know you play video games. You can admit it to me. It's a whole YouTube publisher viewer confidentiality. No one else needs to know. Unless, of course, you leave a comment and you tell the world that you are addicted to video games. Fine, whatever. We talked about something a few weeks ago, and I wanted to revisit it, if only because we've posted a new story on lockergnome.com, how classic game developers are flocking to Kickstarter to avoid publisher. The big publishers that we talked about, and we talked about Kickstarter as well, but we've actually illustrated a few examples in this particular story that's posted it's linked in the video's description. One of the video games now, Wasteland. Another one, Double Fine Adventure, which is basically an independent game studio filled with talented game developers, tons of talented game developers, including Ron Gilbert, who, if you didn't know, is credited for being the father of the point-and-click adventure genre. If you did that, you might remember The Secret of Monkey Island. That wasn't so secret. He's also responsible for Psychonauts. This new project is there. It's out there. It's kind of unnamed at this point. It's a Double Fine Adventure. But the nice thing about going to Kickstarter for this is that they can go directly to the community that wants the video game to live. My favorite video game, I've got a lot of favorites. I can remember one that I wanted to see a sequel to, Grim Fandango. I love that game. It came out of LucasArts, I'm pretty sure it came out of LucasArts, if I remember correctly, if I remember the icon. Manny Calavera was the hero's name. Loved the music or the soundtrack. Loved the story. The graphics were amazing back in the day, and I would love to see a sequel to that. But I don't know if they're going to make it a sequel because I don't know if it was commercially successful as it had been for other games that came out of the studio. And that's the value of having something, a game, a success that has a cult following. Instead of going back to the publisher and saying, "Hey, could we do a sequel?" The publisher may say no, and then the game wouldn't get funded. Well, they could take that same idea, put it on Kickstarter, and suddenly possibly breathe new life into it, including possibly Leisure Suit Larry? They're going to possibly remake Leisure Suit Larry? Now, there's a game I grew up with. Shadowrun returns? Wow, guys. If it weren't for Kickstarter, a lot of these classic games and the storylines and the characters and the community around them might have just died. So you owe it to yourself to take a look at the Kickstarter realm of games, if nothing else, because you may find one of your favorites is up for revival, and you can help it. Right, that was that one. Top 5 simulator games. If it loads. Don't have it. Did you hear that? Was that I think Wicket sneeze? Did you hear Wicket sneeze? Was that? Did he sneeze? Is that what he did? Something there. Can't really. Simulator games. Okay, I'm having issues. I think we're gonna go ahead and roll, even though I can't see it. I'm gonna have to. Give me a second. I'm gonna communicate something to somebody here, and then. Talk amongst yourselves. Do your thing. Giggle. Oh. Site. Here we go. Let's talk about some simulator games, shall we? Ready, honey? While most boys in high school during lunch hour were eating lunch with their friends and possibly trying to pick up a girlfriend, I was in a makeshift computer lab. I guess you could be called a computer lab. We had a couple of computers playing Sim Earth with another friend, just a friend and I. And we snacked on some food. I mean, we ate, of course, while we were playing the game. And the idea of Sim Earth was you could evolve a globe. And one day we decided to wipe the globe out with nuclear annihilation. And so we did this. It wiped it out with the sim. And then suddenly this icon popped up. And the icon, we looked in the book, and it was like, this icon is not documented. It was a robot. And that robot, a few days later, or whatever, sprang another robot, and it grew. And pretty soon, we had grown a series of artificial intelligence in Sim Earth. I don't know if anybody else did that. And then something else wild happened. We tried another globe. We terraformed it and built it up and set certain conditions. It was a lot of fun. And we grew sentient plants. Carniferns were their names. Carniferns. I played SimCity a little. Not as much as I enjoyed Sim Earth, though. I have been a fan of the Sim genre. And granted, it's far beyond what it is or was. It's far beyond what it was for me today than it's changed. The game has changed, folks, and there are a lot of amazing simulator games out there. As if your own life, wasn't difficult enough. I know, it's kind of like Second Life. I barely have a first one. So there's a few simulator games you may not be familiar with, including something that was called Rail Simulator, now called Railworks 3. If you're familiar with train simulators at all, there's one you could take a look at. I remember growing up with friends who had like actual physical toy trains, and that was fun to look at. I don't know. I've never really gotten into the train simulator. Never really gotten into flight sims either, although they're very, very popular, especially with touch screens, being able to swivel the screen around and fly around, crashing into things. Not that you should crash into things. It's not a good thing. There's also Ship Simulator Extremes, built by V-Step, and it's actually a top simulator as far as ship simulators go. It in terms of playability, if you're someone who likes simulators and you thought, wait a minute, I've never heard of this. That's why we put this list together for you. If you want to, possibly simulate what it would be like, in some kind of a shipyard, instead of using, actual ships or trains or anything physical. That's the value of doing or playing inside a simulator. And it's good for the brain, too. You know, it makes you think that you know what you're talking about when it comes to the real world because you simulated something. Well, the way I simulated it here, you never know. There's also Live for Speed, also known as LFS. It's a racing simulator, not just a game, but an actual simulator. You will be assimilated if you play this simulator, even if I can't say it. OMSI, or Der Omnibus Simulator. It's kind of German. It's a game that are... It's not really a game. Do you really consider simulators games? John McKinley, who of course collected the series for us, notes it. He lists them, each one of these simulators, as simulators, not necessarily as just games. So if you want to know what it's like to drive a bus, you could play OMSI, Der Omnibus Simulator. There's also Fight. I'm just tripping over myself left and right here. Flight Simulator X. I could have used Fight Simulator X when I was in high school instead of, being a punching bag for some people for playing video games when I should have been doing other things. But look at me now! I am sitting here sweating in front of you, a live YouTube video audience, instead of other things that I could be doing, like simulating what it's like to have a life. If you want to take a look at the video games, simulators, you're more than welcome to take a look at the link, the story that we've put for you in the video's description. All right, let's get to the Google Plus. Yes, it is the Google Plus. Now, you guys, hopefully you're not going to get too shocked here. This is the last video we're going to do today. Let's see here. Give me a second. So I've got to, in order to illustrate this, I'm going to have to zoom out here. You ready, honey? Okay, I'm going to zoom out to get the Google Plus launched. I've got sound effects coming out of this computer I didn't even realize I had. That is Google Plus. Can you see that, honey, in the video screen? All right, you ready? I don't know who's going to be pulled. Oh, I got a lot of... Look at... I love this. Look, Jamie Bouch had shared. Creighton Miller had shared. Thank you for that. Carl Conyers had shared. Oh, Kyle Kimber. How many of you guys shared the video? Thank you for that. Are you ready, honey? I think we're going to go here. I should probably put it on my profile, huh? I have no idea what's there. Live. Okay, great. Ready, honey? Okay. So, this is Google Plus. And I guess the plus now stands for white space. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this here, because nothing's happening there. And, even if I, let's say, go over here and sign out a chat, the chat still stays there. I don't know what it's doing. I have all... You know what I can do? This is what I can do. I just, leave Post-it notes. So I can leave notes for my... This actually works. So I can... Google Plus will help me now keep tabs on things. What else am I supposed to do with this white space? Isn't that insane? Look at that. And see, the Post-it notes can stay there in the new Google Plus. Everything is shoved to the left. Well, except for chat. Most everything shoved... Did they forget to take a V8? No. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send them feedback by going to the lower... Where'd the send feedback link go? Where's the send feedback? There's no send feedback link. I can't send them feedback. Do they not want me to send them feedback? If I go home with feedback? Oh, wait, there's a gear icon now. If I click that, oh, I see. In order to send them feedback, I first have to find the gear icon and then look for the ability to send. So freaking intuitive. I tell you what, you guys thought that they had Facebook envy. No. This white space clearly indicates that there's no Facebook envy at all going on here. I gotta tell you, all jokes aside, yes, I could likely, minimize my browser window, minimize it, but a lot of people won't and don't and really shouldn't have to. This is just an insane amount of space that's currently being wasted. Not to say that there was less white space before. It's just that Google managed the white space it had on Google Plus better before this particular change. They've got a few bugs and kinks that they need to work out. Some nice things, came along with some of these things that are questionably nice, including the ability to hide certain icons on the side. So if you don't want to see games or photos or explore or anything, you can drag the icons in and out on the sidebar. So that would possibly indicate that there's more to come from Google Plus. Some other things that are interesting if I go to my profile page And I see how many. I'm afraid to zoom in because I don't have permission to show them their icons. Over a million people. That's exactly where I'm just going to keep it. They changed the way you can view who's +1 something as well as who's shared it. Comments seem to be just about as easy to track. Icons have changed a bit. To me, it's less easy for me to visually know where my eyes are supposed to go on a page. That's probably my biggest frustration. And you know me, and if you watch the stream at live.pirillo.com, you know I'm on Google Plus frequently. I mean, I use it prolifically, almost as much as I do Facebook. In fact, I probably use Google Plus more than I use Facebook. The challenge is a lot of the stuff. If I'm not dealing with an insane amount of white space, my eyes are having problems focusing in on something. There's either white space in the wrong place or lines where I don't expect there to be lines, and all this stuff starts to blur together. And Facebook, when they rolled out the timeline, I think did a fair job at separating each particular item. It was clear that each one was a separate item. Here, I've got this white on top of this white. There's nothing that's visually pulling it out for me, so everything just blends in together. And that's what I feel when I look at this new Google Plus layout. This is really weird. And then they also did this awkward thing where, and you have to pardon, I don't have permission to show this photo, but hopefully you won't mind it because you made it public. They now give you, thank you, Daniel Bushore, for sharing the live video here. Just live, dynamically there. It's not black, but kind of darkened out superimpositions of the same photo. So now I've got like these awkward dark bars on the side of photos. So if I go back to my profile and show you some of the photos that I posted last night. Oh, this is a funny one. Someone, it looks like Shaz Johnson. He took the screenshot of his screen. He says, "You might like God, Jesus H. Christ, or Chris Pirillo." I'm apparently in good company. That is one change that I do appreciate in the new Google Plus. Apparently, so I am the Holy Spirit. I think that's the whole. Is that the triumvirate there? I don't know. I'm definitely not a. Never mind. So animated GIFs still work, much to everybody's chagrin. If I'm looking down here, okay, so the original photo that I took on Instagram and I uploaded individually to Google Plus is just this. That's all it is. Just this little square image from Instagram. But they've placed these awkward bars. Now it flanks the image, and it doesn't look good. Profile images are bigger. I guess you would call it a profile card when you hover over a username, shows a lot more information. There are things that they did that I think work really, really well. But some of the things that they did, I'm just kind of questioning. I'm wondering why. This just doesn't seem to have been... I'm calm. I know I shouldn't take it so personally, but I take it personally! Anyway, anybody using Google Plus? You guys, do you use Google Plus? What do you guys think about the changes?
I am.
Me
I'm
too.
using Google Plus.
Me too.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, Chris, brother man? How you doing, huh?
We drove all the way from Texas for
Well,
you.
we didn't really drive. We kind of got on an
It was a
airplane.
better
You got to
story.
come around here because the
Hey,
fans
guys.
can't see you. Hey, folks.
Callie
Lewis,
hey.
John P. We're taking over Chris's stream here.
Great.
You know, Chris, Diana called and she said you have a real problem.
It is
This was your special guest?
That's right. And we are here
It's
to solve
intervention
it.
time.
It is.
Intervention.
Yes.
That's right.
You have problems. We are here to solve
It's
them.
not a problem. It's a career, okay?
I know he's talking to. He makes a living by talking to a camera.
I know.
Well, now I don't know which
okay.
camera to look at.
It's all right. They're all focused
You
on
know
you,
what?
Chris.
I know where tech hoarders keep their stuff.
Here's the deal, Chris.
Right
we
over
know
Whoa.
we know you've got a lot of old junk here,
Yeah,
and we're
but-
gonna take it away, and we're gonna
Closet.
get you new
No,
stuff.
don't. Oh, God.
Absolutely, in the closet.
I
in the
don't.
closet.
Ignore the shrine. Ignore the shrine. This wasn't supposed to...
Yeah, it's
I
gonna get
was
much worse.
told-
We're looking for.
What? Now you got my stormtrooper helmet. What the... How did... Where,
Okay.
Where have you guys been? How long have you been here?
We just got here.
Oh, wait, hang on.
And apparently it was just in time.
No. I need those cables. I need that.
What
I
is
need that.
all this?
It's a computer. I mean, I don't have anything else like... I don't have anything else like it.
Seriously,
Really?
what is this?
It's a computer. you compute with it. Like
that is not a computer.
Yeah, it is. You can even like there's a little stylus that comes out on the side.
Just like the Note. Just like the Galaxy Note.
Yeah, like
well, but just a bigger version of it, right?
Yeah,
I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance.
It's a bit heavier, but I mean, it still works. I mean, just because it's heavy doesn't mean it's bad or outdated.
What is that?
iPivo?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I need to, let's say, call someone and I don't have
this is a Skype phone.
Yeah,
it does nothing but Skype.
Yeah, and if I need to use Skype at some point, I could.
All right, here's the deal, Chris.
I guess it's worth something, but
Radio Shack has a cool program where you can take old stuff and you can trade it in for new stuff.
All this old stuff?
I don't think they're gonna want any of that old stuff.
I got some
That's
old
the
stuff
problem. We need to find some other old stuff.
Oh, it's over there.
How about over here?
Did you guys know this was gonna happen?
Yeah, of course we did. Here you go. How about this?
Oh no, I definitely know that.
Look, you don't
No,
need
that's-
that.
that's-
Bam.
Hand me the app. The Galaxy
what?
tab.
Yeah, here, you gotta figure out.
Here, I'm going to show
how
you
much
how
yeah.
you can tell if your stuff is worth anything. This is the Radio Shack Trade and Save app, and all you do is search.
That is a
What was
Canon.
the Canon?
That's the HV30. It's one of my favorite cameras of all time. It's like nostalgic.
It's a good camera.
Yeah, I
but
mean, it's
you
a
know
great
what?
camera.
That's worth money. Okay.
Well, it is?
You could trade it in and get something new. I
All
guarantee
right.
it.
That's worth money. What else you got?
All right, let's.
Well,
see.
I got a lot, but I mean,
Look, it's so cute.
I never even really used it. Honestly, it's there. It's decoration. It's nice decoration.
It's an iPod. What is that? A Nano?
That
What
is
was
a
called?
shuffle.
There's a shuffle.
That is a
Shuffle.
shuffle.
I never used the shuffle.
Out of all things.
I
How
can
about
this
thing?
shuffle.
What about the?
Is that a
old-
Mac Mini, like a first gen?
No, not
How
a
old
first
is that
gen.
Mac Mini?
That probably older than you.
Oh!
I don't.
I'm pretty old, Chris.
I don't know if It could be that old. It's a Core 2 Duo, I think. I mean, it's still.
Wow.
I mean, it runs my live stream and everything like that.
What's
It's
over
worth
there?
money.
That was the dog. You can't take the dog.
Oh, I love your dogs.
The dogs are worth money.
I gotta say, you have awesome dogs.
You know.
How about back here?
Cut for just 1 second.
I
Camera
can't.
repositioning.
You guys knew this was gonna happen, didn't you? Y'all were in on it.
That we told everybody.
Here, hang on,
we
Kelly.
told them when we were
Let
on
me,
the way
hang
in.
on, let me do this and zoom in and. This is very bad. I love it. Here, Callie, you sit down. Wait, continuity. I don't know if I need to keep that there.
Okay, hang on. All right.
Wait. Oh,
Go ahead, have a seat.
hey
Wicket.
guys!
She's gonna take Wicket.
I'm taking Wicked.
She's taking
oh,
Wicket.
So sweet. Oh.
Is Wicket in the app?
I don't think the dog can work the trade and save app.
Yeah. Wicked might need a little bit of
Actually,
help. What do you
his
guys
paws
think?
can do the capacitive touch thing.
Indeed.
He's done the weather app on an Android phone before for a while. So
We're sorry to interrupt everyone, but we have to help Chris.
That's right.
He needs
apparently
help.
I need help. I just didn't realize I'm
Right,
sitting on top
Wicked?
of the treasure trove.
We're good to go. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Aw.
move it over there, Chris.
I have to stop taking over.
I seriously do have too much stuff. Do you guys want any of it?
Start rummaging, and
I will.
Kelly, you pull something out.
Oh.
And then we got to come over this way.
Yeah.
have to
Quiet,
light-
John.
You'll have to light this area.
I got this old mouse. I think this is my first mouse.
What is this?
That is a
Oh,
it's a Radio
the-
Shark.
It's a Radio Shark. I remember this.
Yes, it Griffin didn't make it anymore, but it does. It pulled in radio stations and allowed you to record them on the computer.
Wow.
I don't think you're going to get any trade-in value for the Radio Shark.
You have a lot of stuff, but you
but there's
also have some
back
stuff
here
over
that's
there.
worth money, I'm
Let's
sure
see.
of it. Look at this.
Whoa, a lot of my
Darth Vader's worth
that's
money.
something.
Oh, maybe not the Radio Shack.
Yeah, that's
What is that?
a video game. It plays video games on
Yeah.
there.
You have so much Darth Vader in here.
Not sure that one's
Well,
worth
I try to
money.
keep it dusted. I've got old video game. I've been looking to get rid of those. Seriously, I've been looking.
Nintendo DS.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we're here to help you.
thank
Look at
goodness because
Oh,
I'm serious.
Damn.
I've talked about it. I've got more DSs than I do even DS games. I swear. They just sit there. They collect dust because I don't use them anymore.
You could trade these in.
They're collector's items. I collect them. That's what people do.
How about this? What do you do with this?
I can see you're collecting stuff, Chris.
In the drawer. I mean, that is a.
That is a Lumix
That's a
G1.
Yeah, it's an older digital camera,
Oh.
and
When was the last time you
It's
took
a-
a picture with that?
older than you. It seemed to work the first
Yeah,
time.
I don't think that works the second time around.
I think you've forgotten just how old I am, Chris.
Honestly,
Okay,
I
it's
can't
been a
remember.
long
That's
time.
okay.
It's going. You know
I'll
what?
tell you what.
Because
Now that you've got quotes on all this good stuff,
Right.
you definitely have enough cash to go get something new. Bam!
Oh!
That is your new Shack gift card.
So you're trading all in for a piece of plastic. That's what I
Well,
get.
oh,
but
that has
Oh, this-
good.
It's
So
an
what can I do with this?
intermediate Trade-in. You go to Radio Shack and get
See that?
anything
I
you
was I was missing that
You
connection
want a new
piece.
You take it
laptop?
in there.
You want an iPad 3? What do you want?
I
Go
could
and
always.
get it.
I thought I was gonna have to sell a kidney for that. To tell you the truth.
Absolutely not.
That's worth money,
My kidney?
but only on the black market.
Oh, okay. So they
Not at the
won't.
Shack.
They won't take that.
No,
then.
they don't take
Callie?
that.
Eh.
Tell them how they can go get it, stuff too.
If you guys want to see how much your stuff is worth, do you have better stuff than Chris? I
No way.
doubt it. Highly doubt
you
it.
might.
Go to RadioShackTradeAndSave.com and just type it in, see how much it's worth, get your new tech, and get rid of the old.
So do you guys do this to everybody now? Is that?
Oh yeah, we're having fun traveling the country,
Thing.
giving people credit towards new tech so they can
Hey.
get rid of the old.
How much do you think
Hey,
I can
that's
get
mine.
for this?
Hey, I claimed that.
Can you get it on?
I have a big head.
This head's way too big.
It's got it. I don't know if it was custom fitted. They did have to measure my head, I think, for that.
All right, and cut. All right, how did that feel to everybody?
I'm not gonna lie, that felt good.
We're gonna. You weren't on me when I did that.
Do you- seriously,
Yeah,
guys.
still alive.
If you want to take this, you can. I don't want half this stuff. I just got it collected around. I don't even know what the hell.
Look at the
I should probably-
questions.
I
Oh,
should probably do half of that. Is it UK compatible? What the site?
UK
Is
compatible?
Geek Beat
not
being
UK
sponsored by them? No.
No.
But Radio Shack is giving us cool stuff to give to our buddies.
Yes, like Chris.
So we called Chris.
Hey, it works for
Well,
me.
we didn't call Chris. We
I
just
got it.
busted in
We
his
just
yeah,
came
house.
exactly.
in one
We just
day.
busted in on the show.
What the hell?
Hey,
Did we totally ruin your video?
No, I think it was fine. No, even the
now
guys, you guys back here, it was fine. In fact, if I go over to YouTube and look at the live console, I'm sorry, I was looking at the light, so I went blind for a second. Yeah, see, there are people on. This is the YouTube people. This is weird.
No.
Hey, Paul.
Chris is being
James.
Chris is being owned. Lol. They're bogarting Chris's stuff. Haha. Oh my god.
Skype
Stop
phone.
upsetting the geek.
I agree.
They can
A
tell.
Skype phone?
They can tell when I'm upset. Like I
Oh.
You get the
I
jitter?
start getting jittery and like freaking out.
But at least you're getting something for
Yeah,
it.
no, I can't-
We're bribing you.
I can't complain.
Creighton, I didn't see his full name. Says
Creighton
he
Miller.
wants the HV30.
No, you can't have it. You can no has.
I might
the
be able to work
HV30.
something out for you.
No,
I'm
it
joking.
I'm serious. You can take probably half this stuff. In fact, here's my first webcam. I got.
Would you even miss it?
I probably have
You
rusted
haven't
stuff in
even
here.
looked in there.
Yeah, see, there's
for
a
long
rust
time.
on it.
What is this? It's a dock for...
Yeah,
what is an iRiver?
It was an old iRiver Clicks when Microsoft was doing their Windows Media Plays for Sure. It's right there in front of the Chris Pirillo action figure. That.
Oh, this.
Yeah, that. It's an old media player, and I don't even know if it works anymore. But this is
Oh,
pre.
that's right.
It was.
I do
It was.
remember that.
Yeah, the iPod was out, but this did everything. It had radio, MP3 playback.
It was like the cool thing.
This is pretty cool.
The shizzle.
This is
It's kind
pretty
of
cool.
like Arcos. They
Can I
came
say
up with all the
shizzle
stuff
on
that
your
works.
show?
Beforehand.
This
What's that?
was
Can I say
cool.
shizzle on your show?
Well, you can now.
Okay.
I'm just glad I rescued Chris's. Yeah, see, he got my in the UK for my first Mac Mini. I sold my
Oh.
first Mac Mini to Ben in the UK.
Wow, that's awesome.
Hey, by the way, guys, you know what? Callie's been here before.
Yes,
Let me
I
come back
have.
over. Let me come back over here. Callie's been here before. This is my first time, but I want to tell you that Chris's studio is actually bigger than you expect it to be.
Really? People
Yeah.
say it's
And
smaller.
No, it's
well,
bigger.
That's the funny thing is most studios you think are smaller than they look on TV.
Yeah.
But
I'm smaller
it's
than I look.
bigger.
Maybe is it that you just make the room look big?
That's just my ego.
No, that's not true. No, seriously though, this is much bigger environment than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
I have one
there's-
question, Chris.
We could
Yes?
get about 20 people in here. Hey, give out the address and let's get them over here.
yeah,
The,
that's a
the,
good
the
idea.
address is www.lockergnome.com. Yes, you had a question?
Are you mad at Diana now?
No, honey! I know why. She wants more gadgets, I think.
We'll buy.
Oh,
yeah.
she's sulking right now.
Diana?
You know that gift card, she's going to take it. That
Where'd she
comes
go?
hand in hand with marriage, right?
Did we scare her off?
What's yours is actually hers
That's
now.
right. This is now
That's
hers.
for sure. Yeah,
so-
great. You might as
Yeah.
well just hand
You
it
might as
to
well
her.
just give it to her.
Yeah. Here
She
you
probably
go. This is yours.
doesn't. She probably doesn't want to be on camera.
know
Is that
that's
it?
yours,
You don't want to be
not
on.
his.
She's very camera
You're
shy.
beautiful. Why do you not want to be on camera?
Oh wait, no, she doesn't want to be on camera. This won't make the cut.
she's on
Don't
camera.
worry, honey. It won't make the cut. It won't make the cut. Don't worry, honey.
Dave is chasing her down with the camera now.
Don't worry, honey.
Dave likes hot women. And with this many people in here, it's really hot.
That's right.
So yeah,
Are you
apparently
finished?
All right,
Okay.
Chris.
the ambush is.
We'll let you finish your show, and then
Great.
we'll hang out with you and goof off.
I had no idea that this was going to happen at all. How did you guys seriously? Did you guys know? Were you guys in on this? After I probably destroyed this webcam in the process. I didn't really mean to do that, but I've got 2 of these anyway. Not that I'm very happy with Logitech. Logitech's hardware is okay. It's a software experience that is a little questionable. We talked about that before in the past. So let me go ahead and wrap it up. I think we've had enough surprises for one day. My pants can only handle so much. I was just kind of scared there. But don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. You're really sad, Ed. Don't worry about it. Yes, I was... Maybe I was in on it. Maybe I wasn't. I'm going to leave that to urban legend. Maybe Diana knew. Maybe she didn't. You have to guess whether or not this actually was a surprise or not. That's up to you to decide. We'll make it one of those guessing games that'll be fun, and I'll never reveal, the truth behind what happened here today. And we shall speak of it again, but you will not get the answers from me, not even with torture. I'm not a fan of that. But I am a fan of you sharing the things that we have to share with you, including time. Appreciate that. Appreciate the +1s, the shares, the likes, the tweets, the retweets, everything. Boy, did you see that? I got a little excited there. I spit at the camera. Sorry about that. It was just saliva. My saliva. You could probably, scrape it off yourself and sell it on eBay for something. Hey, everybody's making money off my stuff today. Why not? Take my spit. Take my spit to Radio Shack. I don't think do they sell it there? I actually repaired one of these things thanks to Radio Shack. I had to buy a capacitor to replace a broken capacitor in one of the Tix clocks. It worked. I believe it or not, that was like my first real electronic thing that I modified, like my grandfather, who just could run circles around me. Well, not so much anymore because he's like 96. He probably could because I'm not a very fast runner. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a surprise. Maybe there won't. I'll let you, find out for yourself, and me for myself as well. Again, take a look at the links that you found in the video's description. Feel free to look at the individual videos as we upload them. And then be sure to subscribe to the Locker Gnome email newsletter. It's there for you so that you can take it on the go, all the content that we are producing for you every single day. And then, of course, you're also welcome to stop by our chat room, which is part of a live video feed that's going out over the web. You may see me later doing a webinar with Gnomies. We're talking about Empire Avenue and different achievements and missions to help boost your social media stuffs. They've changed a lot since last you looked at it, believe it or not. So we'll be doing that tonight, and you can tune in and watch. We'll be uploading that video separately, so we've got more content we'll be producing for you. You thought I was done? Oh, no, I'm never finished. Because I'm streaming my home office 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.